This party is bigger than, the country rather, is bigger than the Jubilee Party. Now, many of the Kenyans who are watching this program tonight have pressing issues. Let me give you some statistics. 1.7 million Kenyans possibly watching this show tonight lost their jobs because of COVID-19. And the unemployment numbers even before COVID-19 were quite as dire. We know that 75% of small SMEs and businesses, as was predicted by CBK, would not have been able to operate past June. I think you can get where we are coming from. Some watching the program tonight have been evicted, lost their jobs, lost their livelihoods. They are not in a good space. They are watching you tonight as the Secretary General of the Jubilee Party, the ruling party, and they are asking for the remaining 2 years of the Jubilee Party, because no one knows what will happen after 2022 and who will be president. Do you have answers to the pressing problems that they face? How would you respond to them tonight?
Mr. Maura, that's an excellent question. And indeed, when you're talking about Kenyans losing jobs, I've laid off some of my workers. I've laid off something like 45 members of staff. It was a very, very painful experience even for me. I mean, I've been in business for 30 years. There's no time when I laid off more staff than I've done this time. I've had more than 100 employees for the last 30 years. But for the first time, I sent people home. Now, this is not only happening in Kenya, it's happening all over the world. In the United States, they're talking in terms of millions, close to 20 million who have lost jobs. And this is all because of the COVID-19. I wish that all of us should be concentrating on how to mitigate the challenges that we are facing in terms of jobs, in terms of businesses running, in terms of ensuring that we have that safety net for our people, instead of engaging in this kind of cheap politics all the time, instead of engaging in all the, pull and push in the political arena, as if we don't have a crisis of the proportions you're talking about.
Secretary, you're the Secretary General of the party. You're speaking like an outsider when you say you wish. You're in charge of that party, Secretary, quite a high position. What answers does the party have for Kenyans at this time, beyond wishes?
Well, first of all, I congratulate you that for the first time you're bringing out the issues that we should be talking about, not about some of the what some crazy people are saying in different parts of the country. But of course, every other day you see all the things that are being done by the government in terms of trying to deal with the problem of ensuring that back to school. We are trying to deal with the problem of COVID-19, which is a global problem. It's not just a Kenyan problem. In many respects, I mean, the president has had to make some very, very hard decisions. Do we open up, or do we close more businesses in the restaurants and those kind of things? So it's not easy. It's not easy for Kenya. It's not easy for anywhere in the world. I mean, until recently, there were no international flights. I think the international flights just started the other day. There's nothing that Jubilee as a government could do which is different from what all other countries are doing. Whether you're talking about Japan, the United States, Europe, I mean the UK, for the first time the economy contracted by about 20%. Mm-hmm. So you can't say that this is just a Kenyan problem. No, not at all.
But Secretary, is it fair to blame the challenges that Kenya currently faces on something as short-term as COVID-19? Were many of these problems not already evident before the coronavirus pandemic? And let me give you an example. Just tonight, earlier today, Senate's an ad hoc committee releases a report that questions a multi-billion shilling investment in the managed equipment services scheme. Tonight, they're actually calling for prosecution of an investigation for many of those who are involved in that particular scheme. And this was a Jubilee pet project. That is what Kenyans are concerned about, Secretary, beyond COVID-19.
We have had several programs which have run into problems, not only this one, but when you talk about corruption, for example, the corruption problem that we've had in this country is one of the things that the president is fighting very hard, and every time action is taken, unfortunately, again, you hear ethnic warlords claiming that they're being targeted. all kinds of shenanigans going on in this area. So where there's corruption, it has to be dealt with. Whether it is at KEMSA, whether it is at the maize produce board, whether it is in the energy sector, whatever sector we have corruption, we have to address it. It's a dragon that we have to fight, and this president has made it one of his agenda to ensure that he deals with corruption as he deals with the other problems that we have in this country, including ethnic strife, ethnic conflicts, because some of those ethnic conflicts are some of the things which make corruption even worse, because as soon as you touch Raphael Tuju, then Tuju runs back to his ethnic community to try and get protection so that he does not address the corruption that he is being accused of. You know, all these things are intertwined, and we should be honest about it.